This is giving cozy. Help me. I am a prisoner to my cat. Good morning. It's about 5:30, so I am just about to pop the kettle on for me and get my cat some food so she can have her breakfast. I'm so tired today. We went to bed quite late yesterday. It was a bit of a rough day in the office yesterday, so I'm just feeling a bit fatigued. So the aim of today really is to try and catch up with all of my work, get as much done as possible. I've got a few difficult conversations to have, so this morning I'm just going to take it slow and steady and try and make sure that it's not too stressful before I have to have these conversations. I'm not very good at being confrontational, but unfortunately my job means that I need to be. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not in an aggressive mindset or anything like that. And I'll just take you with me for some of it, not all of it. Fortunately, I can't take you for the actual difficult conversation where I'm sure we'll debrief afterwards. Sorry, my cat is so annoying. You're so annoying this morning. So let me go get her fed and we'll have a nice rest of the day. So while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew, I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit about the coffee that I use. I love grind. So when I work from home and I have more time in the mornings, I like to make it in the French press. But on the days that I don't have as much time, I also have the grind instant coffee. I think that it's just so smooth, it's so nice. I kind of like that it's ethical. It comes from a Better Coffee Foundation. And when I can, I'll always try and buy the most ethical option, although it's really difficult with coffee, isn't it? You don't really know who's farming them or what it's like. But I think that there's something about the way that they roast everything. It just tastes so much better, so much smoother. It's quite a rich flavor, so it doesn't even need syrup sometimes or milk or anything like that. I do quite like to have it black often. So while it steeps, I can just have sort of like a chill, quiet morning. I do quite like my sort of work from home routine where my cat is now fed. I can run around and just, if I left anything yesterday, which happens often, especially if I have people over the night before, wash my face and stuff and then come back and I have like a nice coffee waiting for me, which is always really exciting. So while I wait for my coffee to steep, is that the right word? While I wait for that, I usually do my skincare and then I'll have my coffee, I'll do my vitamins, and then I'll make my bed because I have to make my bed in the morning. If I don't do it first thing when I wake up, then it has to still be like somewhere in that routine. So yeah, it's I feel quite slow and sluggish today. I'm really tired. I think I'm quite anxious as well about the day that I have ahead. It's quite intense. It's going to be quite intense. It's going to be quite busy. I'm not really a fan of having to have sort of difficult conversations. I'm not a fan of having to sort of put on a corporate veneer. I don't want to be reading in between the lines, especially at work. I sort of just want to be getting on with it. I work in, there's quite a lot of compliance issues that I have to think about at work. There's quite a lot of commercial and business affairs issues, and they all interlink, but not really. Everyone's got different parts of an agreement or a contract that they're concerned about. So I end up being the one to tie it all together, which is part of the job that I really do enjoy. I'm going to be reiterating the conversation and trying to make clear that it's not a personal attack. It is just a question of process. I'm not looking forward to it because I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like upsetting people. But I'm just gonna have to put on like my corporate big girl work persona and do it. So for my morning skincare, essentially I kind of start off with this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Hydrating Cream Revival Cleanser. So I cleanse in the morning and in the evening, of course, but that's what I start with. I love this. I think it's so good. My skin looks so much clearer and smoother. I mean, not right now because I'm having some hormonal spots. It's great, and I feel like actually clean, especially around here, because I feel like this is my problem zone. So I really recommend this. I love it so much. I'm actually almost running out, which is very, very sad. And then I use the Charlotte Tilbury toner. It's a glow toner, which I am obsessed with. There was like a time in my life where I did not use toner, and I don't know what was wrong with me. I will never go back. It's so good. I don't even know how to explain what it does. It makes you feel very clean, but also I find that it just makes me feel radiant. I think it's reduced my pores a lot. Again, like I said, this was my problem area. There were like such massive pores on my nose. There still are. You just can't see them right now. I love that. And it has, what does it have in it? Niacinamide. Niacinamide, is that the right word? But I love it. It's nice. I also use, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I really like Charlotte Tilbury. But I also use the Magic Serum, the Crystal Elixir one. So that's the one that's like a little bit beigey, and I just think it's perfect. This one has vitamin C in it. It really rehydrates your face after you've cleansed and used a toner. And I just feel like it gives my skin some zest, some pop. It makes me feel a little bit healthy. This one's got polyglumatic acid, which, I mean, I'm no skincare expert, but I haven't really seen it as an ingredient in lots of other stuff. So I do like that. And it's obviously got all the peptides and all of that. So I really, really like this, and I can really tell when I haven't used it in the morning if I've tried to be lazy or anything like that. My skin just doesn't feel good, makeup doesn't sit right. So I really recommend this also. And then the next thing is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This is moisturizer, and I will never go back. It sits so nice on the skin. It's quite fast absorption as well. So, you know, when you're busy and like on office days where I'm running around in the morning, it feels like I don't have to sit and just wait and wait and wait and wait before doing anything else like applying makeup. So that's my sort of morning skincare routine. It's not much because I feel like I don't really do well with really long, drawn out processes. Don't really do well with like something that's 10,000 steps. It just doesn't work for me. I need something that does the job in as little steps as possible. So I think like a 4-step routine is pretty perfect, and it's pretty much the same for the evening. It's easy for me, it's easy to remember, it's easy to just have everything together and on one side. I don't really like having really big steps, but I do just like having extra products around sometimes for like exfoliator. I think my next thing that I really want to resolve is you can see I've got like these dark circles under my eyes, and I don't know, I feel like I sleep quite well. I go to bed early and all of that, but they just seem to be there. So I think that's the next thing, like skin issue that I really want to deal with, is these dark circles, because they are getting insane. I feel like I look like a zombie, but that's probably because I've sold my soul to corporate. But yeah, those are definitely something I want to resolve. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. Oh, my cat's so cute. She's so cute. The best thing about Charlotte Tilbury as well is that because the product's quite high quality, a little goes a long way. So it does last you quite long, because obviously, like, I'm not gonna lie, they are expensive. So if you can get something that's expensive up front and then have it last you a longer time, I think that's worth it. I don't know if that's girl math or not. Obviously that's, you know, dependent on you being able to buy it up front, but I just think in the long run it's better. You just see my cat in the background. So in the mornings she's quite cute, but she's like really, she just follows me into every room and wants to be involved in everything that I do. It's so nice, but she's very vocal in the mornings. She's very squeaky.
and I still haven't figured out what that means. So I just do like 3 drops. I mean, like I said, a little goes a long way, but it's great because I like do it all over my face, and then I've started doing it in this area, you know, and once I've hit 30, I've sort of realised that I probably need to care a little bit more about this area, so because that's the bit that ages you. That and your hands apparently are what really age you more than kind of your face skin or your hair. So I thought that was interesting, and I do think that it does make a difference. Is that, I don't know if you can hear her squeaking away. What's the matter, darling? Because I have nails, I just like to use like the back of a, like the other end of a makeup brush. I don't get product under my nails because I hate that feeling. It's a waste of product as well, but it does just keep things sort of nice and clean. I think maybe this is really gross. I will find out, I'm sure. But we'll just figure, well, I just figured that's better because when I first started like getting my nails done, I get them, it's biab, so they grow and they're strong, which I've never had before because I used to be like a chronic nail biter. So yeah, when I first kind of got them done and they started to grow so much, I never really knew what to do, so I would just keep using my finger, but I just found that it got under the nails and I didn't like it. It was very gnarly. And I sort of was like, oh, I understand now. I like people in food service and doctors aren't allowed to wear nail varnish and stuff like that, even though it's quite sad because, yeah, I guess if you just have like gunk under your nails, it's probably not the most hygienic. So that's why I use the back end of a brush. It just makes it a bit nicer. So nice. I mean, it just blends in so easily, and my skin just feels delicious. Like I could just, I just grab my own face and eat it. Yeah, but I think like the difference is kind of visible, I hope. Like I just feel so much better after doing my morning skincare, and in the evening actually I feel like there was a time in my life where I just really struggled with things like that. I just could not do it. I couldn't have a routine. I didn't know what to do. I'd buy so many products and they just wouldn't fit in. And now it seems to me anyway to be, sorry, my cat's just like really distracting me. Yeah, but now I think I found something that works. I found products that work. So I think I'm ride or die Charlotte Tilbury. I do occasionally use some other stuff. So I have some like Korean vegan skincare. I think you have to be careful when you say Korean skincare because obviously so much of it is not vegan. And, you know, I wouldn't use snails on my face, for example. But there is a lot of, mostly it's the rice water that I would buy because, oh god, my hairline. Sorry. Mostly it's the rice water that I would use when it comes to Korean skincare because, yeah, so much of it isn't vegan. And as much as I want to have a nice, youthful, radiant glow, I'm not willing to not be vegan for it. Quite fun sometimes when you have to explain it to people. What time is it now? It's 6 in the morning, so everything's taken about half an hour, but I have been yapping away. It's quite nice actually, filming and yapping. Like it's kind of like talking to a friend or like, yeah, having company. So I'm all dressed, finally. It feels like it took me forever to get to this point. I am absolutely going to be doing my hair and makeup. Sometimes when I work from home, I wouldn't put makeup on, but because I know that I have these important conversations, I think I just need a bit of armor. I want to look my best. I think I'm gonna go out and about today as well, run some errands. I don't always like to wear makeup when I don't have to, but skin feels bad today. It feels really bad, even though I've been showing off about my skincare. This dress I absolutely love. So we're in the middle of a heat wave in London, which is, whew, it's hot. I live in an old Victorian flat, so it means it can get really, really hot. So I'm wearing the biggest, loosest dress that I have, and it's gorgeous. It's just this nice gingham. It's full length, and it has pockets, which makes me so happy. This is from Nobody's Child. I think I bought it a few last year, and I got a lot of wear out of it already, so it's quite nice, although it's getting a bit baggy. 5'2", so it's quite hard for me to find maxi dresses that aren't too long, which is why I like Nobody's Child, because they have the petite range. I think it's like Louise Thompson, maybe, don't quote me on that. So what I'm gonna do because I can already feel myself flagging, and you know, the day hasn't even started. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna have my coffee, I'm gonna have my vitamins, and then I'll put my face on, and then I might just sit for half an hour and read my book. Or maybe I'll talk you through some of my new books I picked up yesterday from work. The joy of working in a publisher is that you just have so many books, but it also I have more books than I think I can reasonably get through. Maybe work on like some Instagram reels. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram if you want. It's at girly_reads_anything, but I don't actually only talk about books there, so I might have to change that username at some point. But it is mainly books, lots and lots of pictures of my cat, social justice, all of the stuff that I care about. I like to have my vitamins in the morning as well, which is great. So I always start off the day with a hot coffee, and then maybe later in the afternoon, if I've made myself what I call a posh coffee, then I'll have some left over, and I'll probably make an iced coffee a little bit later in the day, which is nice. For my vitamins, I just have this, like, from the vitamin store, this effervescent multivit, and then with it I will have this magnesium and B6. So magnesium I take in the morning. I just feel like this one, it just feels better, because I think my tiredness and fatigue isn't necessarily from not being able to fall asleep, but just in general I have tiredness and fatigue. And then I have another multivit and iron, and the reason that I take multiple multivitamins is because of the absorption. So your body, when you take a vitamin, doesn't actually absorb all of the nutrients, so that's what I do. It has to have iron in it because I'm vegan, and so therefore I am anemic, which I think also contributes to the tiredness. So I've started trying to take iron. And then I also have this Nutrio Boost. These are like little gummies. They're from Savers. So yeah, all of my vitamins are from Savers. If I'm feeling a bit fancy, maybe I'll get vitamins from Holland and Barrett. But essentially I get cheap and cheerful ones. I don't know how effective it all is, but I don't think it matters that much if the ingredients are in there. So this is completely vegan gummies, which is nice, and it's got hyaluronic acid and grapeseed. So this is more for collagen for your skin. So like I said, now I'm in my 30s, I've started to realize that I maybe should potentially care a little bit more about that kind of thing, because I am starting to see it, you know, when I got my little frown lines and stuff, or smile lines. So yeah, I take these as well. So it's okay. Like, there used to be a point, I think, when I'm really struggling with mental health or just like stress, it's really easy to sort of like skip the vitamins. But then I kind of do notice when I don't take them for, you know, a while, that I don't feel as good. I don't feel as alert, as alive, as awake. So, oh, that's nice. And then these are just 2 a day. Yeah, it feels a little bit naughty, sort of like having sweets in the morning. Yeah, they're just like, they're small really, but it still does feel quite cheeky having sweets in the morning, but it's kind of like a little treat. I like it. It makes you feel like a kid. You can just see her being a menace in the background. When I got her, I always thought it'd be the cat parent who sort of wouldn't allow their cat to be on surfaces, because it does still gross me out, and I do usually just go after her and wipe down. My flat's full of surfaces. I don't really know what to do about it. Don't really have any tips and tricks. I've tried everything. Clean with vinegar, she seems to love it. Clean with citrus, she loves it. She doesn't mind sticky tape. She loves tinfoil. So everything she's supposed to hate, she doesn't. So it's an interesting one for sure. Right, I'll finish this, drink my coffee, and I'll see you in a little bit. Oh God, it's so good. It's so good. So I'm just going to do a quick face, really. I'm not going to do anything spectacular. So apologies. I don't know, this feels like a very stressful morning, and I haven't even done anything. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Foundation. So I use shade 4. Sometimes in the summer I go a shade darker, but don't know why this summer, even though it's so hot, I've not really tanned. I mean, I'm going to go to the sunbed later, so maybe I will get my tan on. But sometimes I go a shade darker if I've been out in the sun. That's probably it, actually, is because it's so hot. I haven't really been out in the sun or not in direct sunlight. It's probably good for me, but sad for my skin. So honestly, I don't know. I was having a nutter. Yeah, on my mind is these conversations that I need to have today. And the thing is, I have one of those brains where it's like, I know exactly what I want to say. I know exactly how I want to say it. And then when it comes down to actually saying it, my mouth kind of runs away with me. But I'm also like, I also just feel, because I'm so like high stressed, that I end up not knowing what I've just said. Like I could just ramble on. And I'm always thinking about it afterwards, like, oh, I should have said that. I should have presented it in this way. I should have done X, Y, Z. But yeah, so I think that's what's going to happen today, because I even have like a little bit of a script. I know exactly what I want to do. You know, I just kind of wish that I could have a pre-recorded. Maybe that's what I could do, is I could just record myself saying what I need to say and just put it up in front of the camera. If I could like superimpose it on Teams or something. But I think that's probably the worst part of my job when you work sort of like in-house contracts, business affairs, legal, that kind of thing, is that it stops being like, you know, how good you are applying the law or your negotiation skills, and starts being how you can manage internal and external stakeholders with matters that aren't even sort of loyally in respect, you know, like you work at a law firm. I don't think you have to tell people to follow process. But when you work in-house, you do. So there's that. It's like sort of adaptable and stuff. I mean, I'm not a qualified lawyer, but I have a law degree and a master's. And then I've just sort of been working in contracts since uni. So it's a bit, there's that aspect of it too. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really playing on my mind. I think I'm not feeling very confident in myself as well. Just the aspect that like publishing is inherently very white, posh, middle class, and I'm none of those things. And so I think people do read into everything you say in sort of a different way than they would for others. So there's also that. I am using Charlotte Tilbury's Unreal Blush, so it's really nice. It's just a stick and you just plap it on, although I haven't plapped it on equally. Whoops, because I've been yapping away. I really like it. This is Rosy Glow. But yeah, I just blend it in a little bit just to give me a pop of colour. I really do feel like I just be looking unalive. And then I also have the e.l.f. Liquid Gold. So this is like a, I don't know, it's like a luminous filter thing, which I just sort of pop here because of the aforementioned eye bags, and then like do a little bit on my nose. See, I already look a little bit more human. No, I don't. I look crazy. And then I like to do my little eyebrow. I don't know where I got this. This was a gift from my mum years and years and years ago. So one thing about me, which is probably really bad, is that I don't really believe makeup goes off. It's all chemicals. Like, I just don't, yeah, I don't believe it. So if I have something, I'll just keep it forever and ever until it runs out, really. It's better for the environment. That's what I say anyway. I think it's just that I'm a bit tight and miserly. But I also don't like getting rid of stuff if it's not done. Then I actually use Huda Beauty's Easy Bake as kind of like a top, I was gonna say a top coat. It's a setting powder. It's really nice. Like if you beat your face with it, it's really good. But what I do on sort of quick makeup days is actually just apply a light layer. I don't actually cake my face and then do and then brush it off and stuff like that, which is what you're supposed to do. Which I do, you know, if I'm applying makeup to go like out, or if there's an event or something, just work from home. I just kind of want it to set and look even. So there we go. God, these eye bags, they're very, very pronounced today. I do love this. I will never go to anything else. I would say that, like, yeah, my favourite brands are Huda Beauty and Charlotte Tilbury. I'm open to trying other brands if you have any recommendations, especially for, I'm in the market for a concealer. And then I just have this Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, which I quite like because it has a pigment to it as well. So I kind of apply it where I've applied the blush. So you have like the double colour and all of that. And what else would I do? I mean, I'm going to do some lipstick because lipstick is my armour. Don't know what colour this is. This is a very old MAC one called Satin. So we have that. And then I'm just going to quickly do a touch of mascara. Like just a little touch, basically just if I've got any powder and stuff in there, just take it off, make sure that they look dark. It's not actually to sort of curl or extend my lashes, it's more like a mitigating thing. And voila, the face is done. And we are on, what time is it? It's so early. It's 7 in the morning. I don't really know what to do with my hair. It's a hair wash day. So it will be looking gorgeous and beautiful tomorrow. Maybe I should film tomorrow. But for now, I'm just gonna do this. I think it's just the top bit that's not looking great. So I might just pin it up potentially. But I was just using this Aussie Hair Insurance, so it's really, really great. It's like a leave-in detangling spray. Because of the, like, my hair texture and my hair, the way that it is, it just gets tangled so easily. So even, you know, like halfway through brushing it, the parts that I've brushed will get tangled again. Because it's very fine hair that I have, it's just a lot of it, so it doesn't look that, can I even, like, you know, so it's a bit of a struggle. So I like to just have the detangling spray there, sort of. I put it in every morning, put it in after I shower, after I wash the hair, anytime, especially if I want to brush it like all the way through. But I think that actually doesn't look too bad. So now I'm all ready. I've had my vitamins. I've talked a bit. Yeah, I'm going to decompress and then maybe I'll tidy up my space a little bit. I'm going to throw open some windows while it's cool. And then when it's a bit more of an acceptable, sociable hour, I'm going to put the washing on. I've got a lot of laundry to get through because it's just been quite a manic time. And I've been in the office for 2 days. I'm working from home today, then I'm in the office again for another 2 days because it's just a bit extreme and we've got loads of events and things. It's not ideal. I don't really like messing my routine up on my cat's routine up, so usually on a Wednesday I'd be at this hour, I'd be on my way into the office. Without the commute I do get an extra hour or two in my day, so I just have to use them wisely. I wake up at the same time every single day, no matter if it's a weekend, if it's an office day, if it's not. I don't really do lie-ins like that. But it's quite nice because I sort of find myself with a little bit of extra time to decompress, chill, think about my game plan for the day, for the week, whatever is needed, kind of do some bits that maybe I've been putting off. Like I probably have to, you know, there's some days where like I'll wake up in the morning and I'll hoover and I'll clean my bath or, you know, clean my sink. You know, there's tasks like that that you don't really want to do on your weekends because those are your weekends and you don't want to do when you get home from work and you're exhausted. So it's quite nice on work from home days, sort of starting the day and ticking something productive off, which I haven't done today, but that's because I kind of need something a bit chill, easy breezy. See, I've already got a tangle. Maybe Aussie hairspray is not working. No, it will. it just takes time. Well, I'm still drinking my coffee. I've had a bit of a read. I've played with my cat a little bit, just because I think she was needing some attention, though she's coming back now. She's on my feet. You might hear her disgusting eating noises. I do apologize, but I just thought I'd talk you through some books. So the first one is what I'm currently reading, which is Dungeon Crawler's Call. This is for a book club that I'm part of. So every month or so we'll pick a book, and it has to be a completely different genre to like the last 3 before. So it's great because you do read loads of stuff that's outside of your comfort zone. We try and read a range of stuff, but I quite like non-fiction and literary fiction, commercial fiction. I usually like things about like weird girls, angry women, self-discovery, that kind of thing. So this is really out of my comfort zone. So I'd say it was like a sci-fi fantasy book. It's okay. I'm pretty far through. I think I will finish it in time. It's not one that like I don't find myself reaching for it. I'm not like, oh, I want to read more. But I'm having a good time while I'm reading it. So I don't know what that means. I'll probably be able to formulate more thoughts, and then I'll put them all over onto the Instagram. But obviously, because I work at a publishing house, I sort of, every time I go into the office, haul a load of books that we just have lying around. There's quite a few that I picked up yesterday that I'm really excited about. But I think I'm going to kind of put a ban on myself, because I'm running out of like shelf space for them, but also like I have these TBR shelves, which I'll show you, but they're so full already. Like I just have so many books to get through that I don't even know which one I'm gonna read next. So it's a bit, yeah, I think I need to just pause, unless it's something that I'm like, oh my god, I need it, I want it, I've been looking for this. I'm just gonna put it on pause. But the first book that I got is The Courage to Be Ordinary. It's by the same author as The Courage to Be Disliked. So it's basically just about how everyone is so overwhelmed and exhausted from trying to be exceptional. Everyone wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants to be super talented. Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to be the best lawyer. Everyone wants to be the CEO. And it's actually, you know, what about having just being normal, just being a normal life? Like, why are we always hustling? What is, you know, why are we exhausting ourselves with comparing ourselves to other people? And, you know, give yourself space to be who you are, because you have your own strengths, even if society doesn't call it extraordinary. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, because I think that like something about me is that I have kind of gone through burnout and recovered from burnout twice. And I'm starting this new job, and one of the things that I said I really wanted to do was to make sure that I don't fall into the same patterns, and those patterns are trying to be exceptional, trying to be amazing, sort of hustle, instead of just like existing, being myself, doing a good job, of course, but having the space to really just exist and have a soft, quieter life. I do think it might be my next non-fiction read, and I hope that it does say something to me that like, you know, I can take away, or changes my worldview a little bit, because I think I've bought into it for so long that it will be really nice to just sort of be normal. The next book is Love in Exile, which is, I kind of picked it up because I think my friend would like this. So it's, you know, the obsession with love, being in a relationship, that kind of thing, and how, like, you know, romantic love is one thing, but we should be really striving for community love. I think that's the premise. So I really am excited to get into this, but it's more for a friend, because she loves that kind of things. Like, she really liked bell hooks. So I'm very excited to give this to her as well, because I think it'll be right up her alley. Also, it is so pretty. I love a pink book, and I just think it's so nice, and the paper quality is amazing. Like, it feels velvety on your hand. So I am already a fan of the production for this. So I wonder if the production controller is credited. No. Okay, well, Alan Lane, change that. You should do that. This is a fiction read that I've picked up. It's a proof copy, so that's exciting. It's called Like Mother, Like Daughter. It's a thriller, essentially. So I think it's just going to be a fun, quick read, potentially, after reading something heavy and deep. So yeah, I've got Dungeon Crawler Carl, which isn't heavy, deep, or poignant in any way. It's just a bit funny. And then I have another book lined up, and then hopefully Ordinary, and then this one. Or maybe I'll just do that in between as like a palette cleanser. This I'm so excited to read. So it's by Carla Ciccone, and it's basically, the author got diagnosed with ADHD in her late 30s, and it's kind of a memoir about that, sort of about how kind of naming and getting diagnosed late in life, you know, she's kind of waking up to realize that what she thought were her flaws were just traits of her ADHD. She's investigating women and girls who kind of don't get diagnosed until much, much, much later in life in comparison to boys. And she calls them the nowhere girls, essentially. And it's all about how, you know, you have that struggle, because obviously I think when you have ADHD, you don't know how to perform adult life in the same way. You are essentially neurodivergent, but it's just not something that's ever like mentioned to you. It's not something that you consider to be realistic. And so I'm quite excited about this, because I think there's so many women who sit in shame about their personalities or their traits, or, you know, struggling to find a perfect morning routine, or not being able to do certain things, skincare, or, you know, having a bit of a chaotic way to managing work, which isn't sort of in the mainstream. And so, yeah, and that also, that masking and that wanting to perform so much gives so many women and girls anxiety and depression. It's so interlinked. So I think this is going to be really, really great. I think it's an important read. I hope so. I will read it and let you know, but I'm really excited about this, because I do think there is a generation of women, maybe just sort of like older millennials. We're a generation that we just don't have the diagnosis until much later in life, where possibly life would have been different if you had the support. Yeah, when I tell you my TBR is crazy, this is my current TBR, of which there's so many good books, and I'm really, really excited. But oh my goodness, there's two of Tell Me Where It Hurts, because one of them is for my mum, who has really bad chronic pain. So I think she'll enjoy that. But I've just put it there because I also really want to read it. But yeah, goodness, I have so many books to read, which is why I said I think I'm going to put a pause. So it's about 20 to 8 now. I start work at 8 and I technically finish at 4. And I'm going to make sure I do today, because I think it's going to be a bit of a day. So I'm just going to make myself a nice iced coffee. It takes about 20 minutes to log in, to be honest. Ugh, so nice. So yeah, I like to have a hot coffee every morning. It doesn't matter about the weather at all. And then yeah, when I work from home especially, I'll have an iced coffee sort of later in the morning, because I mean, I've been awake since 4:30, so it's been a nice decent amount of time. I do realize I haven't had breakfast yet, but this is the thing, is like I start work at 8, so I don't really want to be, could be eating and checking my emails, but I might just have like a little snack and then have like a really, really big brunch lunch situation. So I think what I will do is, if I'm hungry, I will have a snack of some kind. I've got like a breakfast bar. I have like a pre-made smoothie bowl. So what I do is, usually I have loads of frozen fruit and I'll like chuck it all in the blender, and then I'll portion it out. So like I'll have one fresh, and then I'll portion it out and I'll pop them in the freezer, and then if I want a smoothie bowl, I'll take it out of the freezer and I'll sort of leave it on the side for 15-20 minutes, and then I'll add all of the toppings. So that's quite nice. I think that has helped me a little bit to do something like that, because then I do have something nutritious that doesn't involve making stuff, cleaning up, because I mean the process of making smoothie bowls can be quite intensive. You know, there's nothing worse than having to clean a blender. I'm gonna settle down and do some deep work now before my calls later on. So my first call of the day is at 10 o'clock in the morning, so that's not too bad. I'll have some time to sort of go through emails, maybe put myself into a task. I might put some YouTube videos on in the background. So I've just done an hour of solid work, which has been quite good. I'm working on some templates at the moment, so it's quite involved, quite difficult. You know, you've kind of got to check your definitions and all the references, blah, 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 blah. So I've just done that, which is quite nice. I've decided, though I'm distracted, that I think I want some ambience in my house. Obviously it's really hot and a bit like bothered, and the air doesn't feel pure, clean. I don't know how to verbalize what I mean. So I'm gonna light some incense in my room where I'm working, and possibly in the living room. I don't really like to have things lit where in the rooms that I'm not in, just because my cat, I mean, she's still a kitten. I just don't want her to be able to get to anything that's hot or open flames without my supervision. And obviously if I start to get into deep work, or if I'm in a call, I can't kind of police where she is or what she's doing all the time. And then I think probably I can think a bit more clearly, and it will be very nice and get that ambiance. So I'm excited. That feels better already. I love this. That was a gift from my mum, this incense holder. And it's like in a little toadstool. It's so cute. So that's done. I feel like my brain maybe can tick one thing off the list. I might do my laundry now as well, considering I'm distracted. But I also just want to sit down and work. I'm going to sit down and work. I'm going to do my work. I've got to be on point. I'm going to do my work. So I'm just done with my calls. They didn't go as bad as I expected, but I had that thing again where I just say words and they don't come out the way that I want them to, or I'm not sure how they were taken, but it was done. I did it. I did the scary thing, so I feel quite accomplished. And then the rest of today is actually just busy work. So I might actually move from my desk even and just go sit on the sofa, because it's really, really warm here, because I've got quite a few windows, and the sun is like bearing down on me because it is midday. But I am thinking it's going to get hotter at about 3 o'clock. So I'm thinking I might put my cat in her harness and let her play in the garden. And I might eat my lunch outside there. I was going to take her for a big walk this evening, but if the last few days have been anything to go by, it seems to get really, really hot about 2 till 8. So this is actually, even though it's midday, possibly the coolest time. And I do like to take her outside at least once a day if possible, though I don't do it every day. I have to admit, I'm not the best cat mother. So I think I'm going to do that. Unless I step out and it's just way too hot. But she's actually scratching at the door, so I might do that. I'll talk to you guys in a different video about adventure catting and take you with us on an adventure. That would be quite fun, actually. I think I've just got a next video idea as I'm verbalizing. My fridge is looking really empty, actually. It's looking sparse, which is not great. So I might go shopping today. Oh God, I'm adding everything onto the end of my day. I've already said I'm working late. I'm gonna go to the sunbed. I'm gonna have a really nice long bath. So this is my smoothie bowl. It is spinach, mango, strawberries, blueberries, frozen solid. So I'm just gonna leave it out where it's warm, and then I'll leave this out, and then when it warms up, I don't want warm smoothie bowl. Anyway, whenever it does its thing, when it defrosts, let's say, I will pop that into a nice bowl, make it all aesthetic and cute because you eat with your eye. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and leave it maybe there in like a sunny spot so that it defrosts quickly because I'm very hungry and I'm just very conscious of time. I feel like time goes by very quickly when you work from home. You can probably hear my washing machine. I have just loaded that as well to make the most of the time that I have at home and try and get as much laundry done as possible, because if I can do that, then I don't have to think about it over the weekend, which will be so nice. I hate doing chores on a weekend because weekends are supposed to be for fun, for resetting. I don't mind doing chores. I quite like doing chores. I think I spend my life doing chores, but I'd rather, like, you know, get the little bits out of the way, and then maybe I could focus on something big like cleaning my oven, or, you know, doing a big skirting board clean, de-dust, all of that stuff, rather than like doing the basics. Lunch sorted. Let's go just pop this down. There. It's quite sunny. I like this lighting. Maybe this will be my little spot to talk to you all. So here's my gorgeous cat. I've got her on a dog leash. It's so long, it's like 50 foot. In the back garden, which really needs a trim, so I'll be doing that probably this weekend. Harness training her is really easy, and I prefer to do that, so then she's not going into other people's gardens or homes, getting fed anything that she shouldn't be, catching wildlife. She's pretty good. She loves being outside, and it's really nice because we got to take her to the pub, which is wonderful. It was really fun. So it's just nice because I could take her to like social events or traveling with me. So it's a bit more like a smoothie slush than a smoothie bowl, which isn't ideal, but after being outside, actually, it's probably really nice. Oh my God, it smells so good. Yeah, if any of you have any tips on ADHD preps for smoothie bowls, I'd love to hear it. I could just give this another blend, actually. Why didn't I think of that? Well, it's too late now. Does kind of look like baby food rather than aesthetic, but it's edible, I hope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other half of this in the fridge, and then I could have it tomorrow, hopefully, as long as it's edible. That's what I'll do. So that goes in the fridge. Now we're going to do toppings, and then I'm going to sit down at my desk and eat and answer some emails, and then I'm going to use the extra half an hour for my summer hours on Friday. Washing is going. I don't know if you could probably hear it, and it's a bit too hot to go outside. Like we were outside for about half an hour and it was fine, but when the sun hit its peak, it was really hot. Just to know that it's just going to get hotter and hotter until bedtime is really unbearable. I really like I said, I really like the sun. I love lounging in it. I love not having to do anything in it. I really hate having to use brain power, having to walk around, grocery shop, carry stuff. you know, I live in a rented flat. So obviously as well, that's a factor where I can't put in an air conditioning unit or anything like that. And it's not exactly cheap to do anyway. If I had my own house, I would absolutely put in an air conditioning unit. Oh my God, it would be delightful. Like, I just think about that all the time. That is the goal one day. But probably not in London. It's not very realistic. So toppings, and then I'll sit at my desk and have a bit of a read through some emails and make up that time on Friday, which will be very, very nice. I'm very looking forward to Friday. It's been very full on, but now that I've done my difficult conversations, I feel a bit lighter, looser, freer, etc. And I'm just gonna do busy work. I might even, if it's cooler, I might even go sit on the sofa, you know, because it's just the type of, I'm basically just drafting some stuff. So it's not, I don't need my screens. I don't need, you know, a good backdrop. I can like lounge, man spread on the sofa, and put something on telly for background noise, probably YouTube. And yeah, just have a bit of a like, not relaxing, but it is a bit relaxing, just sort of doing like a bit of a mindless work, not high energy, not too much brain power. I think that's the task that I'm going to do today. And then as we get into the afternoon, because I find that my best work hours, my most like my focus time really, really is sort of from 7 till now. 7 till 12, let's say. And then after that, I find that I'm sort of better in meetings. And there we go, my smoothie bowl with some granola, some cacao, some almonds, some frozen strawberries, blueberries, red currants. So quite good. Is there protein in this? Probably not. So, whoops. But that's fine. I can resolve that later in the day. I'll have some tofu for dinner. Oh my God, I was fighting for my life in Morrison's. First of all, there was no food. Literally the shelves were empty. There was no fresh food. There was nothing in the freezers. Half the freezers didn't work. And when I'm saying that this heat wave is unprecedented, it is unprecedented. So, oh God, it was absolutely awful. I actually was like, tried to get in and out as fast as I could because it was just, oh my God, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, honestly, I'm coming out in hives. It was so anxiety inducing. So I'm not going to the sunbed this evening because I'm overwhelmed, overstimulated, and a little bit scared at the state of the world. It feels like COVID again when there's just like nothing there. But I got a few bits, but nothing that's actually like helpful or edible or healthy. I guess, no, I got this. It's a pistachio matcha oat milk drink. It is so tasty. So I got that because I think I deserve a little treat after all of the hell that I've been through this week, and it's only Wednesday. So I got this because I think I will pop it in the fridge and I will enjoy this in the morning, potentially sort of a nice coffee, or like as a mid-afternoon, like over the weekend, it would be really nice as well. So got that. And then I got these crisps from Morrison's, are absolutely deluxe. So they're Chinese salt and pepper flavored. They are vegan. Well, they're made to a vegan recipe, but in a place that's not vegan. But that's fine for my veganism, so it's up to you. They are so good. They actually taste like salt and pepper chicken, let's say. And then in the only working fridge in Morrison's, there was vegan cheese. So I got that because I was like, you know, if push comes to shove, I could probably make a cheese sandwich or cheese toasty if I can bear it, or something like that. So I just got this. Also, you know, for us to make real struggle meal pasta, this cheese. And I've got coriander outside, so I could probably try and make something really nice or some kind of chutney as well with stuff. And there was a cucumber. Success. I did get one fresh item. I got a cucumber, so I think I'm going to do like sesame cucumber salad, grilled tofu, maybe some rice for dinner. I'm actually, now that I'm speaking, I'm so hungry, but I'm just like, ugh, sticky, overwhelmed. so that's bad. Then I just got some candy. These are vegan, the Bebeto fruit twists. And they are fine. They don't hit the spot the same as jelly sweets, but there was no vegan jelly sweets in Morrison's. There was no anything in Morrison's. But I just thought these would be nice to have one in the evening, maybe to last me throughout the week. And then my most exciting thing is this flavour, Iron Brew. So Iron Brew is part of Bar. So a Scottish brand, don't use Coca-Cola, which is very cool, very nice for me to have something mainstream as well, so I can go to a supermarket and pick it up. But this is their ice cream flavour, and it is so tasty because I'm actually not a fan of like normal Iron Brew. So this is really nice, and it's sugar-free, so it's like in my goal. So that is the haul. It's honestly pathetic. It's really sad. But I'm happy that I have the Iron Brew, so I'm putting those in the fridge so I can sip on those ice cold because I deserve it. So I've got some Chinese fried rice that I might just make up. And then I've got peppers. These, they're about to go bad, so I'm going to use those. Tomatoes, cucumber. Oh, my darling. It's a bit annoying when she's on the surfaces because I just feel like I have to wash my hands 10,000 times. Let's go do that. Always refuse to believe that I would have been a person who has cats on surfaces, but I just don't know how to detract her. So I'm just gonna chop some tomatoes. I'm probably gonna grill my tofu. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a girl dinner, but it's going to be like salady bits with the salad that's available in this country that's on fire. So that's fun. I'm actually quite looking forward to eating. I was going to go to the sunbed, but I don't know. I feel like time runs away from me. I got really hot and bothered in the supermarket. Sweetheart, back off. And yeah, I was just like, actually, I'd rather just eat. Thought, you know what, I'll have a chill one this evening to try and decompress after what feels like a very, very, very long and difficult week, and it wasn't even, like, we're only halfway through. So I'm gonna pick myself. Okay, she just knocked everything over because I stopped paying attention to her. Help me. I am a prisoner to my cat. So I'm just gonna add the cucumber to a bowl, drizzle in sesame oil and some sesame seeds, and that's just like a really nice, refreshing side, to be honest. Do I have soy sauce? Yes, I have soy sauce. There's no measurements in this house. We are Arab, we cook with love, and that is the only measurement you need. Unless for baking. And then I guess I'll measure a little bit. But even then, you know, I don't do exact, and it always turns out okay. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just blessed. Although I'm trying to be a bit healthier, and I've kind of stagnated in that. And I think it means that I probably do have to start like measuring what I'm putting in my body. Yeah, so I need to figure out what I'm putting in my body so I can figure out if I need less. Which is probably true, to be honest. Could always do with a bit more soy sauce. And voila, a perfect cucumber salad. So I just let that go for it. Sometimes I put vinegar in there, but I'm not feeling that today. You know, I'm going for like the bare minimum of tofu. And it always depends on how you season it, if tofu is good or not. But I do also think that people just don't cook it through enough, potentially, or they get the wrong kind. I think a lot of people that I talk to somehow end up eating silken tofu, which I think is delicious in the right dish. Oi, back off. Come on, girly. So, yeah, I do think that sometimes that's people's problem with tofu, because tofu is actually delicious. I'm going to probably put these in the Wonder oven. It's just quicker, cleaner, actually costs less as well. Like I did measure it against my oven, like this conventional thing here. And yeah, it's way more economical, I guess, because it's a smaller thing, so it takes less to heat up. It's fast, so therefore it's faster, so therefore it uses less energy. I'm assuming, don't quote me on that, I am not an energy whiz, I'm not Martin Lewis, though I do wish I was. And I'm just gonna do a bit of soy sauce over these. Get a nice glaze going. This is like girl dinner, but with a bit of effort, you know? Like, I'm not really doing anything special or nice. One of the perks of London, and I'll see if you can hear this when I edit, is just really loud neighbours. Just really loud. You know, this is the thing, everyone lives on top of each other. Everyone has these not great sound, like these houses aren't soundproof, these flats aren't soundproofed, because it just didn't exist back in the day. People lived so far apart. There used to be big families in one house. I think this house, the flat above, the two flats next door all used to be one building. So yeah, there was no need really for the same level of soundproofing that we'll need today, but my goodness. And I think in the summer that everybody's just so loud, especially when they're in their gardens, and everyone's screaming, especially once they've had a drink and stuff. It's quite do you think it's kind of a nightmare for people like me who have that kind of noise anxiety? You know, how much can it upset me without it being unreasonable? But I think especially for me, when I hear like a woman screaming, I mean, she's having fun, but it makes me a bit nervous. Also, it puts me on edge because I feel like I can't have silence in my flat then, and I actually really enjoy silence when I get the chance to experience it, which is actually quite rare. Another reason I'm probably looking to move one day further away. The biggest issue is oh god, I've just spilled soy sauce everywhere. The biggest issue is, of course, let's do that. The biggest issue is, of course, you know, work. Work requires me in, at least I've got soy sauce all over me again. Biggest issue for me is work. Work requires me to be in 3 days a week. That's non-negotiable. So it's really hard because I don't want to be in 3 days a week, but also it's not like on the economies of scale, it's not beneficial time-wise either to be living so far away. And I think a lot of corporate life is how many of the socials you can go to, who you can get to know, do people know you, like you. It's all about visibility for the most part, which is shocking but true. And so it makes it a bit difficult. But sometimes I wonder if I can manage it so I don't have to put up with horrible neighbours. I mean, just look at that baked tofu to perfection. Did a good job, I think. Just gonna take a couple of cubes of these. Oh my god, it's like juicy, soft. I'm really excited. I'm very, very hungry. I guess I haven't actually eaten that much today, now that I think about it. Oh, look at that. Beaut. God, so I've got myself a nice crispy I'm Nur ice cream flavour, which I am so looking forward to. Delicious. And I have my nice meal, which I'm very excited to tuck into. And I'm gonna just pop something on telly, eat. My cat's also having her dinner. Then I'm gonna have a shower. I've been looking forward to that all day. Right, well, I've eaten. That was actually delicious, so I'm really happy about that. Still got my I'm Brew, so I'm having a few sips on that, and I think what I'm going to do is take off all my makeup, have a fairly warm shower so that when I get out of it I feel a bit cool. And then it's a hair wash day, so I'm very excited because it's been feeling a bit grim. Been in the garden, it's a bit tangled, it's feeling a bit greasy on top. I did just want to say I'm very sorry. I feel like I've been very overwhelmed today, which is not ideal when you want to do your first big speaking vlog, but I think that is just the course, like the nature of working 9 to 5, I guess, like just having one of those kinds of office jobs, is that you could think that you're going to have a chill day and then it's not chill at all, and then there's days where you're like, oh my god, it's going to be so awful, and it's fine. Today was a bit difficult. I think it was, I mean, with the heat it's quite hard to kind of focus, but also, you know, when you know that you're going to have some difficult conversations coming up, it's tricky. I've just been feeling a bit frazzled, but it's been quite nice to just sort of speak throughout the day. I don't know if it's enjoyable to watch or listen to though. Maybe this won't go anywhere. Maybe this will be just for me. Actually, you know, I'm acting as though people are going to watch it. Maybe no one will. Maybe it really is just me putting it out into the universe to be ignored by the cosmos and the millions of other people who are doing the same thing, which is fine. It's fine. God, I cannot wait to get clean. You know, you just have one of those days you don't feel very bright. So I'm gonna get clean. I might even do a face mask, you know. I feel like I really owe it to myself to try and have a good evening because the day wasn't so good. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Shower, and I'll come see you after my shower because I don't really want to take you guys with me, and I don't think you guys want to come in there either. Oh, so fresh, so clean. I feel so much better actually. I kind of just wish I had like a midday shower instead, which is very nice because I think it might have solved a lot of the issues that I had, especially considering I didn't go to the sunbed anyway. Like I was putting it off because I would need a shower after the sunbed, and then I didn't go to the sunbed. So that's fun. But no, I feel so much better. In fact, I actually feel half asleep. So I'm even debating doing my face mask, but I feel like I kind of should. I am obsessed with this, by the way. This is my Tangle Teaser hairbrush from Kitsch, and it's possibly the only brush that, like, I mean, look how like it goes through my hair so nicely. Nothing else does this ever. Nothing else has ever managed to do this. So I'm sold. It was a little bit expensive, I have to say, for a hairbrush, like for a bit of, but it's nothing special. It's a bit of plastic, and yet it is special, which is quite impressive. I usually just like I sleep with my hair up, and I was going to do something fancy with it, but as I'm straightening my hair in the morning, I think if I get up with enough time, I think I'm just going to pull it up so it's out of the way, doesn't get tangled when I'm asleep, and yeah, do that. I think this hair bobble, it's silk, and it's also from Kitsch, I think. Well, it's from TK Maxx. The brand is Kitsch. Let's be real here. I'm not going to put on airs and graces. I love TK Maxx. And this is my post-shower routine, which I love. It smells so chocolatey. I guess it's the cocoa butter. So I think I actually have like cocoa butter like solids. So I think I could just make this myself. What's in it? Glycine, soja, soybean oil. Oh, soybean oil. Isopropyl mestarate, theobroma, cocoa extract, seed oil, sesame oil, oh, helianthus anus, sunflower, beta carotene. Oh, I wish I didn't read that now. That's upset me. I saw the vegan friendly label and was like, that'll do. So that's upset me. I mean, I smell delicious and I'm soft. I'm so soft and moisturized. So it's fine. It's fine. I won't be upset about it. Now I'm like, before I was like tired and fatigued, and now I'm like tired and cozy. I really do think that just like, if you're ever having a bad day, if you just hop in the shower, it's probably not as bad as you think it is. You could still be having a bad day, but it's just not as bad, if that makes sense. Like, I just feel so, I felt like crying earlier, and now I'm a bit like, I feel okay. I don't feel amazing, but I also don't feel like my world is imploding and super anxious. So I'll take it. So my night routine is pretty much the same as my day routine, except of course today I'm going to be doing a face mask because I deserve it. I think I'm going to do a face mask and make a cup of tea, and maybe I'll treat myself to a biscuit or two, and then I might go to bed. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's quite late. It's half seven. It's 9:30. I do kind of like to be in bed by 10:30. So yeah, I guess once I've done my skincare and I've put my face mask on for half an hour or so, it's time for bed. I think that's another thing about summer is everyone goes to bed so much later. So because my bedroom backs onto the garden, therefore quite loud. Usually it's quite nice in the winter in my bedroom. It's much quieter than the rest of the house. But in the summer, I don't know, maybe people don't work. I always think this. I'm always like, how are people just not tired all the time? I feel like I am quite consistent. I go to bed by 10:30 every evening, sometimes earlier, but mostly by 10:30 latest. And I like to start winding down about 8:30. But yeah, I don't do anything exciting really, and I think I put too much moisturizer on. I'm like really showboating here. Yeah, I like to wind down by 8:30 because I think that I have one of those, if I like go to bed without winding down, I don't sleep very well. And it takes me forever to fall asleep. Whereas if I go to and wind down by like 8:30, it means that by 10:30, like my body and my mind are ready for sleep. And by winding down, what I really mean is sort of like starting to sort of no chores really. Everything should be done. Everything should be neat and tidy. You know, I could sit in silence. Maybe if I'm feeling brave, I could listen to a podcast. Maybe I could get some reading in, that kind of thing. And then just slowly but surely like take away one thing. Although my ADHD, I do find that falling asleep with the TV on works really well for me. God, these eye bags. Does anyone else have this problem? It's just me. I'm the only person in the world who is tired. So, I'm quite excited. I got these off of Amazon. I've used one and I really liked how it felt. And I also liked how it sits. I think I've got like a face that's a bit weird for like sheet masks. But this one's got turmeric in, and turmeric is actually a South Asian trick that's been around for centuries, if not millennia, that basically brightens the skin. So I find that my skin can get very dull. So like brightens the skin. You see what I mean? It just like sticks so nicely. Oh, it's all over my hair, but I mean, what can turmeric? I might just make it lighter. Oh, it just sticks so nicely and perfect. I'll just put that there. And there's like little to no mess. And I'm not having to walk around like this to keep it on, which I enjoy because I think that I find it quite hard to sit still with a face mask on. The only problem for me is that it's like it's not hitting the eye bags. So maybe that's to do with my placement more than anything else. but I also feel like I can't change it. Oh my God, I look like that horror movie. You know the horror movie with the two boys and they're like, they go visit their mum who's had plastic surgery, and it's not spoilers. I haven't even told you the name of the film because I don't remember it, but it's not their mum. It's just a woman in a bandage looking like this. So that's very fun. That's what I look like. I look like a horror movie mother. I've just messed it up here trying to get it all nice and smooth. Oh well. I promise you, it is easy to apply if you just trust yourself and don't keep touching it all. So this is the joy. The glasses go back on. And I'm gonna go make a cup of tea and don't know what I'm gonna do. The evening's my oyster, but not really. The next half an hour is my oyster. And then the bed is my oyster. So I've ended up making a peach iced tea because it's so hot still. I actually don't know how I'm going to sleep in this heat. I'm probably going to have to like, no duvet, just have a top sheet because I always need a cover. I can't sleep without a cover. But yeah, peach iced tea instead of a hot tea, which is a bit of a shame because I do love to have like a hot mint tea in the evenings, especially after like a big meal like I had for dinner, like with the tofu and all the sauces and the oil. Like I just feel like it cuts through really nicely. It's hot. Got to protect myself. Although they say you should drink warm drinks when it's hot, but I just can't bear the thought of having it in my hands. It's not giving cozy. This is giving cozy. It also smells amazing. It smells like, you know, those really fresh nectarines rather than peach, like the very the same thing, but yeah, that's what it's like. Oh, I've got a little dangly bit. Sorry, this is insane, but it makes me feel good, so I'm keeping it on until it's meant to go transparent. I've never been able to have it on long enough to go transparent, to be honest, because I just find it hard after a while. I'm like, I don't want this. Staying on for as long as I can bear it. So peach iced tea, and then I've just given myself 2 bourbon biscuits. So I love bourbon biscuits because they're kind of accidentally vegan. They're so cheap that they're not made with any animal product. Or like any milk derivatives or anything like that, except the Cadbury ones, like the Bourneville bourbon biscuits. But that's fine, because why would I be spending £3 on bourbon biscuits when I can get a pack for 50p from Morrison's, and they're vegan and they taste so good. They are the superior biscuit. I love bourbon biscuits, so I'm really, really excited. I've just got YouTube up. I think I'm gonna just watch someone yap at me for about 40 minutes or so, and then I'll probably shut down the living space, the kitchen space. I've already basically done it, but switch off my lights and go off into my bedroom, create some ambience there, and I feel like I will sleep really well, I hope. I actually can't believe the new lease of life I've got after that shower, and I'm very, very much regretting not just doing that in the middle of the day. I should have just done that, and I probably would have felt fresher and happier and been less complainy, because honestly, I'm like, on this side of the shower, life is good and everything is happy, everything is peachy. So I am going to leave you for the night, mainly because I'm going to forget to film, and also I don't really know what's going to be interesting about me literally getting into bed. But thank you for joining me. I hope you'll come join me on the next one, whenever that may be. I haven't thought of a schedule or anything like that, because it really is dependent on how editing goes and what the process is like for me. And also I might watch all of this back and just decide that it's not for me, you know, or I might upload it and I might have regret or something like that. I don't know. I would like to be consistent with this, but I'm also not a consistent person, as most of my friends can attest, because they could hear from me within 1 to 2 hours or within 5 to 7 business days. It really is just dependent on what's going on in my life, where my priorities are. My cute little cat, if she lets me get on with stuff, which is actually, she has such a vendetta against laptops, so editing might be really hard. So yeah, if you see this, that's amazing. That is what I tried to say. And if you want to see more, you have to let me know, because nothing makes me work or dedicate time more than pressure and like people pleasing. So anyway, good night. Thank you for sharing, like just being here. It's quite nice to yap to this metaphorical audience. I can see why people do it now. And I shall see you soon, hopefully. Good night.